Hello fellow coffee botherers, in this video we're going to be talking about this, the Lelit Mara X. Let's have a look at it first. Now let's talk about specs. And then answer questions. We'll put the dimensions on the screen. 1.8 litre insulated stainless steel boiler, stainless steel double probe thermosiphon heat exchanger, 58mm stainless steel portafilter with 3 IMS baskets, single basket 18 gram and 21 gram baskets, Pro no burn steam wand, 2-hole steam tip, others are available, E61 style group, 2 brew modes, dual boiler mode or steam mode and coffee mode, PID with 3 brew temperature settings, dual steam and pump pressure gauge, 3-way solenoid, 2.5 litre water tank, 800ml capacity drip tray, adjustable OPV set to 9 bars, Lelit X quiet vibe pump, optional flow control paddle mod. First impressions. I was really surprised by 2 things when I got this out of the box, namely how small it is at just 22cm wide, and secondly how classy and well built it looks and feels. For a machine that clearly punches above its weight, it's impressive that they've not cut corners on build and finish. They've not scrimped on the drip tray or the water tank and so on. Little things I've seen manufacturers cut costs on in the past on some machines that have been built with a focus mainly on performance. Another thing I was really impressed with straight away was the portafilter. It's a really nice looking heavyweight portafilter with a really unique splitter. And now let's answer questions. Is this an E61 heat exchanger machine? It is and it isn't, and this is what's really special about this machine. It has an E61 type group and it has one boiler with a heat exchanger running through it, which in case you didn't know is just a pipe that runs through the boiler so fresh water from the tank gets heated on its way to the group. But there's a difference. Instead of just having a temperature sensor in the boiler, there's one in the heat exchanger too, and they work together to give more temperature precision that you'd usually get from a machine like this, and it means you don't have to flush the group before each shot. You can if you like, but you don't have to. Also, they've given it 2 user modes. In coffee mode, it works more like a single boiler machine. The software gives priority to brewing, so there's less chance of overheating. In steam mode, it works more like a traditional heat exchanger machine, more focus on steam power, less focus on brew temperature precision and stability. Even in this mode, it's not exactly like a traditional heat exchanger machine though. The steam boiler ramps up as soon as you've pulled your shot, so you can either pull your shot and then steam your milk, or just trick the machine into thinking you've done that by flushing to preheat your cup and then steam your milk and pull the shot at the same time. Also, the machine automatically activates the pump 10 minutes from the last shot to keep the water flow active and prevent thermosiphon stall. How much is it? In the UK, they're between £1,050 and £1,100, depending on the colour and trim. In America, they're between $1,700 and $1,900, again, depending on colour and trim, and you can get them with flow control for $2,150. What's the espresso like? I think it's safe to say that thanks to the increased temperature stability and precision, especially in brew priority mode, this is going to have the potential for consistent shot quality that's up there with other heat exchanger machines and even some dual boiler machines as well. Although, as I always point out, espresso quality is always going to depend heavily on your grinder, your home barista chops, and of course your coffee beans. Speaking of coffee beans, I've heard there's this really handsome, clever YouTuber who also has a business selling coffee beans. Which is a coincidence, because so do I. They're mega fresh. The roasted on date is usually the day of dispatch, and they're ace. I'm biased, but try them for yourself. Use discount code YT25 for 25% off your first order, and if you love them, let me know in the comments. If you don't, you're just weird, so go away. What's the steam power like? Let's time steaming 170ml of milk to 60 degrees Celsius. How loud is it? Pulling shots. Steaming milk. What's the standby mode? The factory default is a 30-minute eco mode, meaning that after this time it'll stay on, but it'll power off the boiler. You just lift the lever to kick it back on. If you want to, you can turn that off by turning the machine off, lifting up the lever, turning it back on, waiting for the lights to flash, then putting the lever back down and turning it off again. Simple. What's the heat up time? Lelit have impressed me here actually by giving a realistic heat up time of about 24 minutes. Some manufacturers are a bit unrealistic when they quote their heat up times. E61 type group machines will always take a good 20 to 25 minutes or so to get the big brass group up to temperature, unless they have a trick up the sleeves, for example the S61 that they use in the Sanremo U, which has a group heater. What are the brew temperatures? Warm, hot and extra hot, which equates to roughly 90, 92 and 94 Celsius or 194, 198 and 201 degrees Fahrenheit. Is it simple to use? It is. To switch between the two modes, you just use this switch here. 0 is coffee mode and 1 is steam mode. To change the brew temperature, you just use this switch here. When it comes to using it to pull shots and steam milk, it's just as straightforward as any other heat exchanger E61 type machine. What grinder should you pair it with? This is capable of great shot quality. It'd be a shame to pair it with a grinder that isn't. I'd recommend one of the Eureka Mignon range, Specialita Zero, Oro, Libra, XL, or one of the DFs 54, 64, 83, or the niche Zero or Duo, Baratza Sette 270, 270 Wii, or the Forte. Basically, we're talking mid to high-end grinders. You could pair it with an entry-level grinder. Lelit Fred, Baratza Encore ESP, Dose Control Pro, Smart Grinder Pro, they'll work, but I think it'd be a shame not to pair this with a more capable grinder, a bit higher up the pecking order. Who's this for? Me! Tatty bye! Psych! I think this is the ideal machine for someone who's shopping around heat exchanger price points but who wants closer to dual boiler performance where temperature precision and stability are concerned, and who wants a more traditional looking E61 group machine. I say that because someone who's shopping at around this price point and isn't fussed about going for a more traditional machine that looks like a machine and is more focused on performance might be more interested in the Sage dual boiler, which performance-wise gives many much more expensive machines a real run for the money. But if you think the dual boiler looks more like a microwave and you like your machines to look and feel like machines, you're more than entitled to that opinion, and you might be more inclined to go for this. Negatives. Not really. There are pros and cons to this kind of machine, of course. Lelit have found ways around most of them, actually. The main one, though, is heat up time. A lot of people just won't entertain the idea of a machine like this because they think it's nuts to have to wait 25 minutes or so for the machine to heat up. But it's just what it is. If you're using an E61 type machine, you need to get used to turning it on 30 minutes or so before your first coffee. It doesn't have on-off scheduling. We could call that a negative, but a smart plug is about 20 quid, and you can even use that with your Alexa if yours actually listens to you. I think I've upset mine. Watch this. Alexa, who's Coffee Kev?
Coffee Kev is a knobhead British YouTuber with annoying catchphrases such as tatty bye and hello fellow coffee botherers.
But if you're looking for this kind of machine, at this price, with this level of features and build quality, I think the Mara X is a very good choice. Coffee Kev comment of the week!
Fed up with accounts who commented on what espresso gadgets and gizmos you really need, says, I wish someone could make a short form of Lance's videos.
Here you go.
What's up everyone? Lance Hedrick here. There we go. No corn dogs here. Whee! Thank you for watching today.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you think coffee is and you enjoyed this video, we've got tons of content about how to make better coffee at home to take you from beginner to home barista. We've got reviews and how-tos on the most popular machines. If you like the sound of that, click on my face to subscribe. Tatty bye!